This is to advise the general public that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled Senator Bar and Bear Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey Casino Control Commission on December 9th, 2020, filed with the Secretary of State at the State House in Trenton an annual meeting schedule. On December 9th, 2020, copies were mailed to subscribers. Any member of the public who wishes to address the commission will be given the opportunity to do so before the commission adjourns for the day. Please acknowledge the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Diana, are we good?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you can read the opening, please.
Thank you. Welcome everyone who is joining us remotely today. As a measure to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and to protect the health and safety of meeting participants, as well as members of the public interested in the meeting, the Commission is continuing to use remote collaboration technology for meeting participants. The public is able to listen through access provided on the Commission's website, as well as through our YouTube channel. We will accept public comments via email. Public comments can be sent to public.comments@ccc.state.nj.us, beginning now. I will repeat that address. public.comments@ccc.state.nj.us, beginning now, and anytime throughout the meeting, ending at the time of adjournment. This meeting is being transcribed as well as recorded, and minutes will be available on our website in due course. To meeting participants, I ask that you follow the instructions provided with the web link or audio call-in code, and place your phones on mute until your matter is called. Also, please remember to identify yourself before speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. When I call your name, please answer for the roll, please. Commissioner Molyneux.
Present.
Vice Chair Cooper.
Present.
And Chairman Pelosi is with us via remote.
Present.
Matters discussed in closed session this morning included employee key license application matters, the approval of the August 11, 2021 closed session minutes, approval of the August 17, 2021 closed session minutes, and approval of the hiring of Dulcie Hernandez to the position of Program Compliance Support Specialist 1 in the Division of Regulatory Affairs.
Are there any questions? Excuse me.
The first item for your consideration is the ratification of the minutes of the August 11, 2021 public meeting and the August 17, 2021 special meeting. Each will be called separately. First, with respect to the August 11, 2021 public meeting minutes.
Are there any questions for council or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify the minutes of the August 11th, 2021 meeting.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Next are the August 17, 2021 special meeting minutes.
Are there any questions for council or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify the minutes of the August 17th, 2021 meeting.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 2 are applications for initial casino key employee licenses. They include Dean A. Bellafiore, Min K. Lamb, also known as Min K. Tron, Melissa J. Morelli, Renee D. Rogers, Kalongi L. Watford, and the addendum to the agenda included Jakia Bright. With respect to the Bellafiore, Lamb, Morelli, Rogers, and Watford matters, those matters have been reviewed by staff. The division has indicated it has no objection to the granting of those initial key employee licenses, and we recommend that they be granted.
Are there any questions on any of these matters? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the 5 initial casino key employee licenses.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
With respect to item 2F, Jakia Bright, an objection has been raised by the division. Staff recommends that this matter be remanded to the contested case process.
Are there any questions regarding this matter? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to remand for a hearing the initial casino key employee license application of Jakia Bright.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 3 are applications for resubmitted casino key employee licenses and/or for qualification. They include James A. Bruno, Pamela D. Birch, Barbara A. Burns, Stephen S. Callender, Virginia I. Carr, Michael A. Custodio, Mary P. Fox, also known as Mary Patricia K. Fox, Stephen C. Hahn, August Miklovic Jr., Edward J. Parks, Samir M. Patel, Christian P. Rossetti, and Renee A. Segun. With respect to Ms. Birch, Ms. Burns, Ms. Carr, Mr. Custodio, Ms. Fox, Ms. Miklovich, Mr. Miklovich, Mr. Parks, Mr. Patel, Mr. Rossetti, and Mr. Goon. Those matters have been reviewed, and the division raises no objection to those resubmissions. Staff recommends that you grant those resubmitted casino key employee licenses.
Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the 10 resubmitted casino key employee licenses.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
With respect to the resubmitted casino key employee license application of Stephen S. Callender, staff has reviewed that application. The division raises no objection. Staff recommends that Mr. Callender's resubmitted casino key employee license application be granted.
I'll make a motion to move this matter. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 No.
Opposed?
No.
Okay. Ayes have it.
With respect to James A. Bruno, he is an application for resubmitted casino key employee license and qualification. The division has reviewed the matter, raises no objection, as has staff. The recommendation is that Mr. Bruno's resubmitted casino key employee license and qualification be granted.
Are there any questions on this matter? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to accept grant the resubmitted key license and qualification. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
No.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
On Stephen C. Hahn, also a resubmitted casino key employee license application and qualification. Division has reviewed and recommends that the application and qualification be granted. Staff recommends that it be granted as well.
Are there any questions on this matter? Hearing none, I will make a motion to grant resubmitted key license and qualification. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
No.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Item number 4 are approvals through delegation of authority between August 6, 2021 and September 7, 2021 pursuant to resolution number 1701-1111C. I will refer to Patrick Eeler, Manager Licensing Division, to review those matters with you. However, no vote is required.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. This is Patrick Eeler, Casino Control Commission Licensing and Financial Evaluation Manager. Between August 6 and September 7, 2021, staff of the Commission's Regulatory Affairs Division granted the following approvals via delegated authority. On August 6, 2021, temporary key employee licenses were granted to Gerald R. Lake for a dual-rate shift manager slot operations position and to San T. Nguyen for a dual-rate assistant shift manager table games position, both at Ocean Casino. Temporary key employee license was granted to Richard F. Pfeiffer for a dual-rate surveillance officer position at Resorts Atlantic City, and a temporary key employee license with a multi-casino endorsement was granted to Michael J. Gaetano for a senior security analyst position at Golden Nugget Atlantic City and Golden Nugget Online Gaming. On August 10, 2021, a temporary key employee license was granted to Low Train Gunter for a credit executive position at Borgata. On August 17, 2021, temporary key employee licenses were granted to Gerard P. Mills for a Director of Event Operations position and to Eva L. Santiago for a Director of Casino Cashiering position, both at Borgata. And a temporary key employee license was granted to Himesh Bharat for a dual-rate table games floor supervisor / pit manager position at Hard Rock Atlantic City. On August 18, 2021, a temporary key employee license was granted to Christopher A. Salyers for a manager of IT development position at Ocean Casino. On August 24, 2021, a temporary key employee license was granted to Jason M. DePietro for a financial analysis manager position at Resorts Atlantic City. On August 31, 2021, temporary key employee licenses were granted to George Cruz Jr. for a lead count team attendant position at Hard Rock Atlantic City, to Jane J. Locke for a floor manager position at Resorts Atlantic City, and to M.D. H. Rahman for an assistant / shift manager position at Borgata. And on September 7th, 2021, a temporary key employee license was granted to Judson J. Boyer for an executive director of slot operations position at Golden Nugget Atlantic City, and to Cindy E. Gonzalez for a lead surveillance officer position at Bally's Atlantic City. This shall memorialize the noted approvals that were granted by delegated authority during this period. and no further commission action is required. Thank you.
Item number 5, for your consideration, are requests for inactivation of casino key employee licenses. Again, I will refer to Mr. Eeler to review those matters with you.
Good morning again, Patrick Eeler, Licensing and Financial Evaluation Manager. In lieu of filing a casino key employee license review application, the following 3 individuals have requested to be placed on the casino key employee approved inactive list for a period of up to 5 years. Sameh R. Gaddis, Christine McGrath Perez, and Alberto Rosario. Commission staff has reviewed these requests and recommends granting the requested relief.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the requested relief and order that the 3 casino key employee licenses be inactivated.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is the consideration of the lapsing of casino key employee licenses. Again, I will refer to Mr. Eeler to review.
Thank you. Patrick Eeler of the Casino Control Commission. At this time, there are 5 individuals for your consideration to lapse their casino key employee license. In these cases, the casino key employee license review application filing deadline has passed, and the individual has not filed a casino key employee license review application, nor has requested to be placed on the approved inactive list. Based on these facts, staff recommends that the casino key employee licenses of Mary Aliotto, Keisha Boyer, Joseph Hurling, Philip Roberts, and Damian Taylor be deemed to have lapsed.
Are there any questions on any of these matters? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find that the 5 casino key employee licenses lapsed pursuant to NJAC 19:41A-6.1F of the regulations.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Item number 7 is consideration of the initial decision in the matter of the initial application of Frank M. Rocco Jr. for a casino key employee license, docket number 21-0003CK. I will defer to Senior Counsel Teresa Pimpinelli to advance that matter.
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. This is Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel appearing for the Commission. For your consideration is the initial decision in the matter of the initial application of Frank M. Rocco Jr. for a casino key employee license. The initial decision recommended granting the initial application. No exceptions were filed, and the matter is now before you for your full consideration. I would now ask counsel to enter their appearances and proceed.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Vice Chair, Commissioner Molyneux, General Counsel Fauntleroy, Senior Counsel Pimpinelli, thank you for the opportunity to be heard this morning. My name is William J. Pasquale III, and I am counsel for Mr. Frank Rocco in his key license application approval.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Sarah Ben-David here on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement.
Thank you.
Do either counsel have any statements that they would like to make?
Mr. Chairman, through you, I would like to be heard, sir.
Yes, sir. You have the floor there.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I want to thank you and your Commission for all the time, energy, and effort you put into this application. Perhaps you're aware that this has been an ongoing 4-year process. And on behalf of Mr. Rocco, I want to thank you, Madam Vice Chair, because she worked diligently with Senior Counsel Pimpinelli over the last 3 to 4 months since our hearing in May. I want to also thank General Counsel Fauntleroy because she has been engaged and involved in this from its inception. I know that particularly Vice Chair Cooper and Teresa Pimpinelli have put in an extraordinary amount of time, energy, and effort in a opinion or initial determination that we're very enthusiastic, and we hope that today you will authorize that initial determination. And Mr. Frank Rocco is eager to get to work. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. Division?
Thank you, Chairman. I don't have anything further to add on this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for counsel on this matter? Hearing none, I move the motion to adopt the initial decision and grant Frank M. Rocco Jr. his application for the initial casino key employee license, subject to the conditions imposed in the initial decision. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Vice Chair, Commissioner Molineux. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you. Item number 8 is consideration of the initial application of Nicholas R. Scappa for a casino key employee license, docket number 21-0011CK. Again, I will defer to Senior Counsel Pimpinelli to review that with you.
Hello again, Chairman and Commissioners. Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing on behalf of the Commission. For your consideration is the initial application of Nicholas Scappa for a casino key employee license. You have staff's memo and recommendation for this matter. I believe Brian Basiglia is here on behalf of the division.
Thank you. Brian C. Basiglia on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. The division recommends the granting of Nicholas R. Scappa's initial application and will answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, pardon me, I move to grant the application of Nicholas R. Scappa for initial casino key employee license.
Do I have a second? I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
No.
Opposed?
No.
Okay. Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 9 is consideration of the plenary qualification and initial casino key employee licensure with multi-casino endorsement of Nanette Horner to serve as Vice President, Legal and General Counsel of Boardwalk 1000 LLC and HR Atlantic City LLC. Again, Senior Counsel Pimpinelli will review that matter with you.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, on behalf of the Commission, appearing again. As Ms. Fauntleroy indicated, this is the plenary qualification and casino key employee licensure of Ms. Horner so that she may serve as Vice President, Legal and General Counsel for Boardwalk 1000 LLC and HR Atlantic City LLC. Ms. Horner was granted her temporary qualification and licensure on February 10th, 2021. I would now ask Counsel to enter their appearances and proceed.
Nick Castiello, the law firm of Fox Rothschild, appearing on behalf of Boardwalk and the applicant.
Morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Deputy Attorney General Jordan Hollander on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
It is my personal pleasure to be before you today on behalf of this applicant. Nan Horner is a lifelong resident of the area, and early in her legal career, we were actually in the same law firm together. She then went on to serve as counsel at the Pennsylvania Game and Control Board, and then as general counsel, secretary of a publicly traded casino company in New York. I'm glad she is back here in Atlantic City. I have reviewed the draft resolution and it is acceptable to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Division?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Commission has the Division's report dated August 18th, 2021 in this matter, recommending the granting of a plenary casino key employee license and qualification to Ms. Horner. The Division has also reviewed the draft resolution and has no objection. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution and A, grant an initial casino key employee license to Nanette L. Horner with a multi-casino endorsement pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89 A and B and NJSA 5:12-91.1, and B, find Ms. Horner qualified to serve as Vice President, Legal and General Counsel for Boardwalk 1000 LLC and HR Atlantic City LLC, in accordance with NJSA 5:12-85.1, NJAC 13:69C-2.6, and NJAC 13:69C-2.7.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 10 is the petition of AC Ocean Walk LLC for the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license to Ryan Birch pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E, and to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President of Hotel Operations pending his plenary qualification. Again, I will defer to Senior Counsel Pimpinelli.
Hello again, Chairman and Commissioners. Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing for the Commission. This is the temporary qualification and casino key employee licensure of Ryan Birch to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President Hotel Operations for AC Ocean Walk pending his plenary qualification and licensure. A draft resolution was distributed to the parties. You have staff's memo for this matter. I would now ask Counsel to enter their appearances and proceed.
Good morning, Chairman Pelosi, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. This is Joseph Musket, Senior Vice President and General Counsel for Ocean Casino Resort, appearing on behalf of Ryan Birch. Ocean has received approval for the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license to Ryan Birch so that Mr. Birch may assume the position of Vice President of Hotel Operations for Ocean Casino Resort, pending his full licensure and qualification. I've reviewed the draft resolution. I have no objection in form and substance to the resolution, and I respectfully ask on behalf of Ocean Casino Resort and Mr. Birch that the resolution be approved as written. Thank you for your consideration of this matter.
Good morning again, Chairman and Commissioners. Sarah Ben David appearing on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division advised on August 30th that it had no objection to Mr. Birch's temporary licensure and temporary qualification to allow him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President of Hotel Operations. I have reviewed the draft resolution and have no objection.
Thank you. Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the petition and issue a temporary casino key employee license to Ryan Birch pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E and NJAC 19:41A-5.3D, and permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President, Hotel Operations for AC Ocean Walk, LLC, pending plenary qualification, in accordance with the conditions contained in NJSA 5:12-85.1, NJSA 5:12-89B, and NJAC 13:69C-2.6.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Item number 11 is the joint petition of Boardwalk 1000 LLC and HR Atlantic City LLC for the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license to Anthony Spagno pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E with a multi-casino endorsement pursuant to NJSA 5:12-91.1, and to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of casino manager and vice president of table games, pending his plenary qualification. Again, Senior Counsel Pimpinelli will address that.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel for the Commission, appearing again. My final matter for your consideration today is this temporary qualification and casino key employee licensure with a multi-casino endorsement, excuse me, for Anthony Spagno to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of casino manager and vice president of table games. You have staff's memo for this matter. A draft resolution was distributed to the parties, and I would just now ask counsel to enter their appearances and proceed.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. This is Nanette Horner, Vice President Legal Counsel for Boardwalk 1000 and HR Atlantic City, on behalf of petitioners for the issuance of the temporary key employee license to Anthony Spagno with a multi-casino endorsement and permit him to assume the duties and exercise powers of casino manager and vice president of table games, pending plenary qualifications. I want to point out that Mr. Spagno has held a key license in New Jersey from 1988 until 2013, so that's 25 years. And for the past 10 years, he has held a key license in the neighboring state, and that's been for the past 10 years. I have reviewed the draft resolution, and I agree to both the form and the substance of the resolution.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Chairman and Commissioners. Deputy Attorney General Jordan Hollander on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. You have the division's email of no objection to the requested relief. The division has also reviewed the draft resolution and has no objection. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the joint petition and issue a temporary casino key employee license to Anthony Spagno pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E and NJAC 19:41A-5.3D with a multi-casino endorsement pursuant to NJSA 5:12-91.1 and permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of casino manager and vice president of table games operations for Boardwalk 1000 LLC and HR Atlantic City LLC, pending plenary qualification, in accordance with the conditions contained in NJSA 5:12-85.1 and NJSA 5:12-89 and NJAC 13:69C 2.6 and 2.7.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 12 is consideration of the plenary qualification of Jonathan Halkert to serve as Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer of MGM Resorts International, LLC. This matter was initiated on January 6, 2021, by a petition filed by MGM seeking the temporary qualification of Mr. Halkert. You considered the matter and granted that temporary qualification at your January 13 public meeting. He was also designated as treasurer in addition to chief financial officer for MGM Resorts International. Before you now is his plenary qualification to serve in those capacities. I believe counsel is present, and I would ask them to enter their appearances and proceed.
Good morning, Chair Pelosi, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. Pat Madamba, Senior Vice President and Legal Counsel for MGM Resorts International, on behalf of MGM and Mr. Jonathan Halkert. I've reviewed the draft resolution, and it's acceptable in form and substance, so we would simply ask that the relief be granted. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Tracy Richardson, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. You have the division's report dated September 7th, which recommends the plenary qualification of Jonathan Halkert. We have also reviewed the draft resolution and have no objections. Thank you.
Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution and find Jonathan Halkert qualified to serve as Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer for MGM Resorts International in accordance with NJSA 5:12-85.1, NJSA 5:12-89B1, and NJAC 13:69C 2.7 C and D.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper, and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 13 is the amended and restated petition of MGA Gaming NJ LLC for the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license to Raymond Penault Jr. pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E and a waiver of the residency requirement pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89B4, and to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of President of MGA Gaming NJ LLC and Chief Operating Officer of Mohegan Tribal Gaming Authority pending his plenary qualification. That matter was petition PRN 2322001. Pursuant to a letter request from counsel that was filed on 9/8/2021, a request was made for the withdrawal of that petition based on Mr. Penault no longer serving in the position that required the requisite key license and qualification as to the management role at Mohegan Gaming for the management agreement relative to resorts. That being said, it was followed up by a specific letter from Mr. Penault requesting that his application for a casino key employee license also be withdrawn without prejudice. I believe counsel, if any representations want to be made by counsel on the record. Otherwise, the matter before you is to consider with the withdrawal of Mr. Pinault's casino key employee license application without prejudice.
Commissioners Lynn Kaufman, Cooper Levinson for MGA Gaming and Mohegan Tribal Gaming Authority. As General Counsel Fauntleroy mentioned, and just want to make it clear, we are requesting the withdrawal of this petition for key employee licensure, as Mr. Pino no longer holds that position that requires a key employee license. However, he remains the CEO of Mohegan Gaming and Entertainment, and we are not requesting a withdrawal of his qualification. And we have already filed an application for his replacement as CEO of MGA Gaming and Mohegan Gaming and Entertainment, Jody Madigan, and we will be filing a petition for temporary key licensure and a residency waiver. I wanted to wait until after today, so we would not be causing any additional confusion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. David Lawley, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division forwarded a letter dated September 14th, 2021, advising that we did not have any objection to the withdrawal of Mr. Pinault's application. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, I'll make the motion to accept the withdrawal of Mr. Pinault's application. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 14 is the petition of Dgmb Casino LLC, doing business as Resorts Casino Hotel, and MGA Gaming NJ LLC for approval of a second amended and restated management agreement. That is PRN 0782103. I will also call, with your permission, Mr. Chairman, item number 15, because they are conjoined at the same time. Item number 15 is the petition for approval of a third amended and restated limited liability company agreement of Dgmb Casino Holdings LLC, and that is petition PRN 1052107. The petition with respect to the second amended and restated management agreement amendment was filed on March 19, 2021. It was subsequently amended by letter petition July 30, 2021, to remove a proposed amendment. The amendment with respect to the limited liability company agreement petition was filed on April 15. You have been provided those respective documents. I believe that Darrell will mark them for the record as P1 with respect to the amended and restated management agreement, and P2 with respect to the third amended and restated limited liability agreement. And then after they are marked, I would defer to counsel to make their representations relative to both matters on the record.
Chair, Commissioners, the pre-marked exhibits are as follows. The petitioner submitted two exhibits, P1 and P2. P1 is a second amended and restated management agreement between Dgmb Casino LLC and MGA Gaming New Jersey LLC. P2 is a third amended and restated liability company agreement. These are the pre-marked exhibits that I received.
Lynn Kaufman, Cooper Levinson, again, for MGA Gaming. I first would just like to put on the record, there will be a sealing request with respect to those agreements that And I'm sure you will hear from Mr. Lawley that we've agreed with the division will be resolved within 15 days or 14 days, you can correct me, after this hearing. I have reviewed the draft resolution and I have no objections. Just by way of background, as the commission knows, Mohegan and Resorts have had a very successful partnership now for a long time, 8 or 9 years. And like any partnership that wants to remain successful, sometimes things need to be tweaked along the way. Pursuant to the first approval of the management agreement and LLC agreement, any material changes need to be approved by the commission. We would say perhaps we don't believe the changes are material, but instead of debating about whether the changes were material or not, obviously in the interest of transparency and wanting you to have all the appropriate documents, we filed the petition. And we ask for your approval today. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. David Lawley again for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The Commission has the Division's report of September 8th regarding both the second amended and restated management agreement and the third amended and restated limited liability company agreement. The Division does not have an objection to the relief sought, subject to the conditions that we set forth at the end of our report. Furthermore, we did review the draft resolution yesterday evening. We did have a couple minor changes which have not yet been incorporated into that, and I think we're working through that draft resolution.
Are there any questions for council? Are there any questions for council? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the relief requested in the petitions and approve the second amended and restated management agreement and the third amended and restated limited liability company agreement based upon and to the extent set forth in the findings and rulings and subject to the conditions contained in the resolution.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Item number 16 is the petition of AC Ocean Walk LLC and Luxor Capital Group LP for qualification of Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC and 10 Re LLC as holding companies and New 10 Re Merger Sub LLC as an entity qualifier pursuant to NJSA 5:12-85.1 et sec. This matter was initiated by way of a petition that was filed on June 30, 2021, PRN 1812103, requesting the findings by the commission as indicated on the reading of the agenda item. I believe council is present on both, for both the petitioner as well as for the division, and I would ask that they introduce themselves and proceed accordingly.
Good morning, Chairman Pelosi, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. My name is Holly Eicher from the law firm of Blank Rome, and we represent the petitioner AC Ocean Walk and Luxor Capital Group in the instant matter. The petitioners are seeking your approval for qualification of Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC and New 10 Ray LLC as holding companies and approval of New 10 Ray Merger Sub LLC as an entity qualifier in the chain of ownership between certain licensed and approved funds managed by Luxor Capital Group and the casino licensee AC Ocean Walk, as further described in the petition. This pre-phase 1 restructuring is a necessary part of and contingent upon the approval of the interim casino authorization for OCR Investment LLC to acquire an interest in AC Ocean Walk. Each of the new entities has filed a business entity disclosure form and supporting documentation with the division. The structural changes set forth in the petition do not implicate any new owners, natural person qualifiers, nor entities that are not already qualified, except for these 3 new entities. The division has indicated that they have no objection to the qualification of these entities. We have reviewed the draft resolution and have no objection, and therefore we respectfully request that the commission approve Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC and New Tenray LLC as holding companies of AC Oceanwalk, approve New Tenray Merger Sub LLC as an entity qualifier of AC Oceanwalk, approve the restructuring of Tenray and Luxor's interests in AC Oceanwalk, and approve the resolution as written. And we thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Division?
Good morning again, Chairman and Commissioners. This is Sarah Ben-David, Deputy Attorney General on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. As reviewed by Ms. Fauntleroy and Ms. Eicher, the requested relief will facilitate a 2-phase investment to be made by OCR Investment LLC. Before the phase 1 investment can be made, ownership of AC Ocean must be restructured, and all entities requiring qualification must be qualified as required under the Casino Control Act. The Act requires all holding, intermediary, and subsidiary companies of a casino licensee to qualify. AC Beachfront LLC was qualified as a holding company in connection with the initial casino licensure of AC Ocean in June 2018. Luxor Capital Group LP was qualified as a holding company of AC Ocean in May of 2020. Thus, no additional approvals are needed as to those 2 entities. Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC is new. It requires qualification as a holding company because of its proposed 100% interest in AC Beachfront. New Tenray LLC also is new. It requires qualification as a holding company because of its proposed 30.83% interest in Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC. New Tenray Merger Sub LLC requires qualification as an entity qualifier because of its role in effectuating the new ownership structure. Under the proposed new structure, AC Ocean would continue to be owned 99.5% by AC Beachfront. AC Beachfront, in turn, would be wholly owned by Ocean Casino Resort Holdings, LLC. Ocean Casino Resort Holdings, LLC would then be owned in the majority by affiliates of Luxor Capital Group, LP, and in the minority, a little over 30% by New Tenray, LLC. New Tenray, LLC would be majority owned by affiliates of Luxor Capital Group, LP. New Tenray Merger Sub LLC will exist within the ownership structure of AC Ocean only briefly to bring this new ownership structure into being. For that brief period of its existence, New Tenray Merger Sub LLC will be wholly owned by New Tenray. On August 3rd, the division submitted a letter report regarding the requested qualification of the new entities, which again are Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC, New Tenray LLC, and New Tenray Merger Sub LLC. Although the companies themselves are new, their majority owner is not, as indicated by Ms. Eicher. Luxor Capital Group LP will continue to hold a majority ownership interest in AC Ocean through its consolidated interests in New Tenray LLC and Ocean Casino Resort Holdings LLC. Luxor Capital Group LP is already qualified. New Tenray Merger Sub LLC will exist only briefly as a subsidiary of New Tenray, after which time it will cease to be an entity qualifier. Under the circumstances presented, the division has no objection to the requested qualification of the 3 new entities. I've reviewed the draft resolution and find it acceptable. Thank you.
Are there any questions for counsel? Before I call for a motion, I want to recognize that our action today is the first regulatory step towards the implementation of what has been referred to as a two-phase framework and investment agreement that is intended to lead to a significant capital investment in the Ocean Casino Resort. Additional petitions are pending relative to this matter, including a petition for interim casino authorization. We will be considering each of these related petitions in the near future and look forward to additional details and further discussion at the relevant time. With that noted, is there a motion on this matter?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution and grant the relief requested in the petition, and A, find Ocean Casino Resort Holdings, LLC, and New 10 Ray, LLC, qualified as new holding companies of AC Ocean Walk, LLC, and find New 10 Ray Merger Sub, LLC, qualified as an entity qualifier of AC Ocean Walk, LLC, pursuant to NJSA 5:12-85.1, and B, approve the pre-phase 1 restructuring of 10 Ray AC NJ LLC based upon and to the extent set forth in the findings and subject to the conditions in the resolution.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper, and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. In accordance with Resolution 20120903, the next closed session shall be held on Wednesday, October 13, 2021, at 9:30 a.m. in the Commission offices.
This is the public participation portion of the meeting. Ms. Fauntleroy, do we have any comments?
Mr. Chairman, I have been informed that there are no comments.
The public participation portion is now closed of the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion to adjourn today's meeting.
Mr.
Is there a
Chairman, I
second?
second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.